Los Angeles, 2008. 25-year-old Jack Morgan whiles away the night on a park bench, wrapped in an old jacket. In his pocket, exactly $3.27, the last remnants of yesterday's earnings from handing out flyers. Just 6 months earlier, he had arrived in California dreaming of a new life. Instead, he got a crash course in surviving the urban jungle. After losing both parents in a car accident, Jack was left with nothing but debt and a broken heart. Scammers who had promised him a guaranteed job swindled his last $500. For months, he slept in park stairwells and once, inside a dumpster behind a fast food joint. That was my luxury suite, roof, soundproofing, and free leftover burgers. He laughs now, but back then, it was no laughing matter. Humiliating odd jobs, like washing cars for food, constant hunger, and crushing despair became his daily reality. The turning point came when he, feverish and exhausted, was handing out flyers outside a supermarket, his last shred of dignity hanging by a thread. Chapter 2, A Chance from the Gutter. Mark, the owner of a repair shop and an ex-con himself, spotted the young man. "You look like a zombie, but you work like hell. Wanna learn how to fix cars? Pay's gonna be lousy." Jack agreed, even though the only thing he knew about cars was where the steering wheel was. That first month was pure nightmare fuel. He mixed up brake fluid with windshield washer. The customer later braked with the scent of strawberries, installed a muffler so poorly it fell off after 5 minutes on the road, burned his backside by accidentally sitting on a scorching engine block, the best diagnostic tool to know your repair's going badly. But every night, Jack binge-watched hundreds of YouTube tutorials, practicing daily on junk heaps. Within a year, he became the shop's top mechanic. Chapter 3, The 500 Game Changer. After saving $500 game changer after saving $3,000, Jack bought a wrecked 1998 Honda Civic. Looked like a tuna can after a tsunami, he recalls. 1 month of painstaking work later, he sold it for $4,000. The new owner never noticed the door hinges were reinforced with rivets from old jeans, thus his business model was born: buy organ donor cars for pennies, fix them with street smarts and cheap parts, sell with honest markup. By 2012, he had his own garage and a crew of 3 fellow society rejects just like him. Chapter 4, Honesty as a Business Strategy. When opening Morgan's Auto Repair, Jack bet everything on transparency. A price list with actual prices hung on the wall. Shocking for LA, customers were shown every replaced part. Each car got twice the inspection time competitors offered. The result? Within 2 years, appointments were booked a month in advance. People cried when I told them the truth: your car's junk, not worth fixing. But then they'd bring their whole family back, Jack says. Chapter 5, Empire and Payback to Fate. Today, his chain generates $50 million annually, but the Real win is Second Chance Auto Foundation. Formerly homeless and incarcerated people gain jobs, housing, and most crucially, self-respect. Seeing my employee buy their first apartment in 10 years. That beats any million, Jack admits. Epilogue, he now lives in a home overlooking that very park where he once slept. His garage holds a restored 1998 Honda Civic, proof even a rust bucket turns golden if someone believes in it. Stylistic choices, bet everything on Stronger Than Made a Bet, conveys risk, shocking for LA. Keeps ironic tone about city stereotypes. Rust bucket turns golden, more poetic than literal bucket. Translation, parallel structure. In Chapter 5, Jobs, Housing, and most crucially, Self-Respect, alternative punchier version for epilogue. His garage shrine, that 98 Civic, a monument to every underdog who ever got told you're scrap metal, want more, emotional emphasis. The foundation doesn't just change lives, it resurrects them. Business jargon. Vertical integration of social impact and profit, sharper contrast. From park bench to penthouse, with a pit stop in purgatory, this version preserves the original's emotional beats while sharpening the business philosophy and redemption arc. The Civic callback ties the story full circle.